take a close look at the changes to the Prince2 processes. The starting up a project process now combines some of the previous sub-processes along with some new activities. The process outputs have been simplified into the project brief and the stage plan for initiation. Directing a project has been updated. As such, it now starts after completion of starting up a project, and that the authorize the project and authorize stage or exception plan activities run in parallel at the end of the initiation stage. Initiating a project includes 4 new management strategies on risk, configuration, quality and communication. The activities associated with this process have also been updated. Controlling a stage now consolidates 2 previous sub-processes, namely capture and examine issues and risks, into one activity. The 3 main activities associated with managing product delivery remain unchanged. However, some minor changes have been made to the actions within the activities and those responsible for those actions. Managing a stage boundary remains largely unchanged, whereas the closing a project process has seen significant change. Only one activity from the previous publication remains here. New activities include prepare planned closure, prepare premature closure, handover products and recommended project closure.
During this course, you will come across a number of characters that are involved with Prince2. Let's introduce you to some of these characters before we get started. Here we have the project board, which is responsible for the overall direction and management of the project. The project board consists of the executive, seen here sitting in the middle, who is ultimately responsible for the project and is supported by the senior user and senior supplier. The project manager runs the project on a day-to-day basis and is responsible for producing the required products to the required standard and quality. In addition to costs, timescales and quality, Prince2 goes on to identify 3 further variables which will affect any project and which need to be managed to achieve a successful project outcome. These are scope, what exactly the project will or will not deliver; risks, regardless of the nature of the project, all projects involve risk. The management of risk is an important theme in Prince2. And benefits. In other words, why are we doing this project? Or, will the completed project deliver the expected benefits?
Every organization, however large or small, faces 2 distinct imperatives. These are to maintain business as usual, in other words, continue day-to-day operations, and to change in order to compete in an ever-changing environment. Organizational management is increasingly focused on balancing between business as usual and change. Projects are a way to bring about change, and although many skills required to manage an organization can be considered generic, there are some important skills which those involved in projects should possess. Prince2 defines project management as the planning, delegating, monitoring and control of all aspects of the project, and the motivation of those involved to achieve the project objectives within the expected performance targets of time, cost, quality, scope, benefits, and risks. But what specifically makes projects different from business-as-usual activities? Well, this can be defined by a number of specific characteristics. Firstly, change, which by their very nature projects bring about. Projects are also temporary in nature. Once the required change objectives have been achieved, then business as usual resumes. So projects have a defined start and, just as importantly, a clearly defined end. Projects are often complex and involve many skills from different areas, internal and external to the organization. They can be considered to have cross-functional characteristics. Prince2's customer-supplier approach means that the project as a whole benefits from differing perspectives, each contributing to the intended change. Although organizations may undertake similar projects using a proven pattern of project activity, each project is still in effect unique. After all, even similar projects are likely to involve different resources, locations or customers. Finally, all projects contain a degree of uncertainty. The four characteristics we've already discussed here will, by their nature, introduce threats and opportunities to the project. These can be considered over and above those which are encountered in business as usual activities.
The business case theme now includes a greater level of guidance on the development path and also the content of the business case. The organization theme now includes sections on working with the project team, the corporate organization and stakeholders. Guidance on quality has seen significant change to terminology in order to align more closely with ISO 9000. The quality theme also outlines how responsibilities have been recategorized as producer, reviewer, and approver. The plans theme now includes the guidance offered in the previous manual on the planning process and the product-based planning technique. Product-based planning has also been simplified. The risk theme has seen significant change in order to align with the OGC's management of risk for practitioners product. Risk management now applies strategic, operational, program and project perspectives and provides guidance on tailoring risk to suit each. The change theme combines the old change component, change control technique and configuration management into a single integrated theme. New material is also included to cover scales, and that's for rating the priority and severity of issues, also how to deal with issues formally and informally, and the use of impact analysis. Finally, the progress theme now focuses on controlling progress, including as delegating authority, event and time-driven controls, and also raising expectations. Now, tailoring Prince2 in a project environment is a new chapter for 2009. Guidance is provided on tailoring Prince2 to different size projects, regardless of complexity, geography or culture. It goes on to describe how to apply Prince2 appropriately to any given project, ensuring there is the correct amount of planning, control and governance. And that chapter concludes with practical examples. Finally, the appendices have been revised in line with the new guidance and now contain a new appendix on checklists along with governance and product-based planning examples.